Hey, what's up everybody? I'm going to show you a couple things on my new Blackstar HT-5RS amp. It's a really great 2-channel amp. Has a clean channel with volume and tone. No other EQ other than the tone really to speak of, but I'll explain why that's not a problem. And then we have either button on the front or foot switchable channel select to get into your overdrive where you have the volume and gain. Then you also have bass, mid, and treble, and then Blackstar's ISF knob, which everybody says switches you between like a Mesa or USA type sound on the counterclockwise all the way over to British Marshall type sound if you turn it completely clockwise. I don't really have enough experience with either of those amps to be able to say definitively one way or the other, but there's a whole lot of useful tones throughout the range of the knob, but I'll kind of show you some of that. Then there's a master reverb. So let's talk about the clean channel on this amp right here. Right now I have the tone set exactly at 12 o'clock, the volume at just a normal afternoon practicing level. It's not super loud. I've heard that if you turn this thing up past, well, I've read several different things. Some people say if you turn it up past 3 o'clock you'll get distortion. Some people say past like 11 or 1 o'clock. I mean, nobody seems to know what time the distortion happens on this amp. But I've personally not experienced distortion on the clean channel. It's not like on my Carvin V3M where it has a separate gain and volume for the clean channel. It only has a volume knob and a tone. So you kind of got to go with that. Right now I have my Wampler Ego kicked in. So I'll go ahead and show you just a couple little chords with it. Go ahead and throw in some reverb on that. It's got a pretty decent reverb as well. It's not overly dark or bright or overpowering. Like I can turn it up, you know, halfway, and it's a really beautiful clean channel. So like I said, the tone is about noon, so let's go ahead and turn it up to about 3 o'clock. So it's a little bit brighter, but not overpowering. Like even if I turn it all the way up, if I have it dimed completely. It's still not unusable. And I'll go ahead and turn it to about 9 o'clock, so rolling off the tone a little bit, or rolling off the high ends. So 9 o'clock still very nice. I can go ahead and roll off the tone completely, and it's still very nice. Good for, I don't know, jazzy chords or I don't know. I wouldn't really use that tone that often, but I can definitely see how it's not unusable. My favorite tone is just about 1:30, 2 o'clock. I find that to be the best kind of balance between, at least with my strings, possibly because they're I mean, I've had these same strings on for about 7 months, playing pretty frequently, but they're elixirs, so they still sound really, really good. So that's the clean channel. I was playing with my neck pickup soloed on just a single coil. I know it looks like a humbucker, but it's actually split. So I mean, it sounds okay on the other pickups as well. I just don't prefer that sound. I like my neck pickup when I'm playing clean stuff or full out chords. Okay, so let's talk about the overdrive channel. It's foot switchable if you have the foot switch plugged in, but if you don't have the foot switch plugged in, then you use the button on the front. It has a gain and a volume, bass, mid, trub, and the ISF. Right now, everything is in the center for the equalization. Gain is also in the center, and volume is at the very bottom. It's probably my only complaint with this amp. Is the volume knob on the gain or the overdrive channel is so sensitive. You go from barely being able to hear yourself to so loud you're going to wake the neighbors if you're practicing at night with just a minuscule throw of the knob. Just a slight frustration, but not a deal breaker by any means. So again, with everything in the center, I'm going to go ahead and turn up the volume just a little bit on my guitar. This is one of the things that drew me to this amp. It turns the volume knobs on your guitar into part of your instrument. Previous to me getting this amp, it was basically either all or nothing. It's like I might as well just had a kill switch on my guitar. But this one, you can really appreciate the dynamics. Like you get just a little bit of crunch if you want it, or just balls to the wall. It's really up to you. Just sounds really good. You can turn up the gain a bit more, and it's got a little bit of noise, but personally, I prefer the gain somewhere about. Actually, I like the gain at about noon, because then it's still ballsy, but you still maintain the ability to have that really nice kind of bluesy overdrive as well. And when I want that extra gain, I have my tube screamer. So. Bridge pickup soloed, and then if I just want to add that extra. it sounds pretty good. But once you really dial in your EQ, a really good EQ setting, I like to boost the bass a little bit, cut back the mids, and boost the treble just a hair, and turn the ISF just slightly towards the warmer British side. And here we go. So, kick off the tube screamer, even, you know, guitar full open on the bridge pickup, dead quiet. Really, there's no unusable tones in this amp. See, you can dime all the knobs, still sounds. Still sounds really freaking ballsy and nice. You can turn the ISF all the way that way. You can kill all the knobs. Okay, that kind of took away. So, all sorts of stuff you can do to find your tone. Blackstar's motto is the tone in your head, and they're absolutely right with this. Yeah, you can spend a lot of time tweaking if you want, but this amp is so nice. You're gonna find the tone you love almost immediately, and you're just gonna go with it. So I don't really do a whole lot of shredding. I'm not really a virtuoso or anything. I mean, as you can tell, but there are some. You can do some really nice things with this. So we'll just do a little. I'm absolutely in love with the tone of this amp. This is a great amp. So, should you buy this amp? Well, do you have the money? 1. Do you need or want a new amp? 2. Have you tried others and been disappointed? If you meet any of those 3 criteria, any one of them, yes, you should buy this amp. I compared this one to the various other ones in the HT series, everything from like I think that there's like a 60 or 100 watt head or something like that. I also played all the ones about this size. There's the combo version of the HT-5R. There's the little tiny 1 watt HT-1R. I just played the head, but they also make a combo version of that as well. None of them compare to this. I spent probably about a good hour comparing this one to the combo version. Just side by side, identical settings, unplug from one, plug right into the other, keep going back and forth, and this one just beat the shit out of it. The other one, the combo of the HT-5R sounded boxy. I mean, naturally it's not going to sound as big and full as, you know, essentially a 212, but it was a big enough character difference that I went with this one. Of course, the combo was a couple $100 less, so maybe that $100 or that $200 is worth it for you. But to me, this one just the tone just blew me away. It's such a even tone. Like it doesn't overpower on any part of the spectrum. Like no part of the sound really jumped out at me and said, man, I wish it did not have that part of the tone. Some distortions are really buzzy, or there's just a little, there might be even like 1 or 2 frequencies that just like grate on your ear, but this one doesn't do it. This one is my new favorite amp. Don't let Carvin tell you I said that. But it's definitely it's found its place in my heart. I highly recommend it over their other series. I played a little bit of their ID series. That's the one where it has like the tube emulation. Personally, I haven't played enough tube amps in my career to really. It's got a dial that you can choose between, the 6L6s and the EL34s and 5 or 6 other ones, and they all do something to the sound, but it's nothing that I can for sure say, yes, I prefer the 6L6, so I'm going to buy this Blackstar amp because it emulates a 6L6 at the price of a solid state amp. I'm not saying there aren't people out there that can tell the difference and whatnot, but I'm not one of them. I think what Blackstar, one of the places they do a really good job is they have knobs on their amps that do something to the sound, but it's really ineffable. Like if you try to describe. Try to describe exactly what the change between the US and the British sound is, it's really, you can't really just put your finger on it. Yeah, they'll say that's what it does. I mean, even on their thing they have a picture of various cars from, I don't know, the 50s or some shit. But really what it's doing is it's adjusting the highs, it's tightening up the lows and or loosening them. It's kind of doing like a upper mid-range scoop kind of. Again, it's ineffable. You can't really explain what it's doing, and I think it's the same thing with the ID series. When you change the tube simulation or emulation, it changes the sound, and again, they're all nice sounds, they're all desirable sounds, but it's really hard to put your finger on exactly what it does. Why I'd recommend this one over the ID series is because while the other one emulates tubes, this one actually is tubes. And you get a lot of people that argue that you can't tell the difference between sounds. I mean, emulations are getting really good these days, especially with Axe FX 2, 11 rack, Pod HT-500, all these. Sure, you might not be able to tell the difference, but when you're the one with the guitar sitting by your amp playing, you can tell the difference. I was immediately able to feel the difference between the ID series and this one. I almost cringed when I started playing on the ID series. It didn't feel like this one. This one is so much more responsive, just has so much more life. But again, if you're not comparing them side by side, you'll probably dig the hell out of their ID series. Blackstar is a total winner in my book. I haven't played any of their pedals, but I'm not saying that I'm not going to now because I'm so impressed with this amp. Anyway, if you have any questions, anything you want to know, I'm sure there's probably a video, or you can Google it, or hell, just ask me. I'm really good about responding to comments or replies or whatever. Yeah, so if you watch this video because you're kind of doing some research and you're looking to maybe pick up one of these guys right here, I recommend it, and happy researching. Hope you end up with something you really like.